Morning, friends. I once again welcome to our online lecture of BSc first year analytical chemistry subject. In last lecture, we have seen about the different types of the measuring instruments, that is what the different types of the balances and the distinction between mass and weight. So today we are going to learn about the new topic, that is what the principle of construction and working of the double pan balance or equal arm balance. So let's begin with this topic. So the principle of construction and general features and working of the two pan typical analytical balance. See, in figure we have what is the two pan or equal arm analytical balance. Firstly, see what is mean by two pan analytical balance or equal arm balance or double pan analytical balance. So it is the most common type of analytical balance and is referred as a macro type of the analytical balance because of its higher maximum capacity of weighing. So we know this as, or we call as what micro type of analytical balance, that is macro type. Macro means bigger than that of micro and semi micro. So the maximum capacity of this type of balance ranges from 160 gram to 200 gram, and we'll have to precision is about what, plus or minus 0.1 milligram. So we can measure about 200 gram substance by using this two pan analytical balance or equal arm analytical balance, or it is simply in Marathi it is known as what, the tarazu. So we can use this two pan analytical balance for commercially weighing the substance up to about 160 gram to the 200 gram, and we will have the precision or correction is about what, plus or minus 0.1 milligram. Since the two arms of the balance beams are equal in length, it is what referred as equal arm analytical balance, and as it contains two pans, it is referred as two pan or double pan analytical balance. So what is the reason behind the it is calling as a two pan analytical balance or what equal arm analytical balance? See here what is the here the this beam, horizontal beam is there. So this horizontal beam is what equally divided into two parts. So it is by means of this pillar. So we know know this as a what, the equal arm. See here what this this total arm, that is what the metal bar is divided into two equal parts. So we can able to what call this is as the equal arm analytical balance, and it contains two pans, that is two pans in both side, left and right. So we can call this is as the what, double pan analytical balance. So this let's see what is the principle of construction, general features and working of two pan analytical balance. So here two pans are resting on the one bar, that is what, which is which has three knife edges. See, this is one knife edge, and this is second knife edge, and this is a what, third knife edge. So so what is the principle of construction? Essentially the typical analytical balance is a rigid horizontal beam. This rigid horizontal beam is there. So see here, this is a rigid horizontal beam, this one is the rigid horizontal beam. This beam AC, that is what, AC beam is there, Then uh, with a prism type knife edge is B. This is the prism type of knife edge, like a prism type of knife edge. So B referred as a fulcrum. This is known as a what? Fulcrum. This knife edge is known as a what? Fulcrum. And fixed exactly at the center of the beam. This knife edge fulcrum is fixed at what? This is the knife edge. The prism type knife edge fulcrum is what? Fixed at the center of the beam. So the the central knife edge fulcrum divides the horizontal beam into two equal parts. So this is this fulcrum. This fulcrum what divides? This fulcrum divides this beam into two equal parts. So the equal parts, namely left arm and the right arm. One is a left arm and another one is a right arm. The length of the left arm, that is what? L1. So the length of left arm is L1 and that of what? The L2. So exactly equal to the length of what? Right arm, that is what? L2. So we can have two equal lengths. So this, that is L1 is equal to L2. So let's see about the how this total balance is what divided into equal parts, that is what? The left arm L1 and right arm L2. So this is what the F1 and F2 are the forces acting on these balances. M1 and M2 are the object placed in the what the respected pans, and this pointer P is what used to measure the deflection on the pointer scale center at what? The center B, that is the central knife edge fulcrum B, and this is what? The horizontal bar, that is AC. Okay, the next what? The principle of construction of two-pan analytical balance. There are two prism type of terminal knife edges fixed on the either end of the horizontal beam. So this is what? Two types of the knife edges, and which is what lie on the end of this beam. So after that, either end of the horizontal beam, the two pans of the balance are supported on the what? These two terminal knife edges by means of the suspension called as a struts. So this what this pans are suspended on the struts by means, it is hanged by means of the struts. This is what? The struts. So this is the pans are suspended on the struts, and then a pointer P is attached to the center of the beam and moves over the pointer scale at the base of the pillar. See here what this pointer is attached to the central beam, that is knife edge B, and which is move over this pointer scale. So they suppose a object body of mass M1 is placed on the left pan, and then the force F1 acts on the object and pulls it downwards. As a result, the pointer deflects towards the right side. So what happens when we put the object in the left side? Here what? We put the object here, and this force is F1 acting on this object, then this what balance is get downwards, and this pointer moves towards the pointer scale on the what? The either side. That is what the move. What happened? Place the pan, and then the force F1 acts on an object and pulls it downwards. As a result, the pointer reflects toward the right side. So now to the restore the pointer to its original equilibrium position, the bodies of known masses termed as weights are to be added F2 on the right pan, then the force F2 acts on the weights on the right pan. So when the pointer comes to the equilibrium position according to the principle of moment, the following relationship hold good. That is what F1 into L1 is equal to F2 into L2. What happens? See here, what we are placing one object in this pan, then this pan is what moves downward, and this pointer moves towards the what left side. This pointer P moves towards the right side, right side. Then for that movement, or to what they bring this pointer to its original position, that is what the zero position, we place some object, that is what the weight, to this right plan to what bring this pointer to its original zero position. So this is what weights, and the force that is acting on the weight is F2 and the length is L2. According to the relationship, that is F1 into L1 is equal to F2 is equal to L2. So where F1 and F2 are the forces acting on the left pan and right pan respectively, and L1 and L2 are the lengths of left and right arms. Then since the length of left arm L1 is equal to the length of right arm L2, so L1 is equal to L2. Therefore we can write that F1 is equal to F2. Now the origin of the two forces, that is F1 and F2, lies in the attraction due to gravity on the two objects oblique bodies placed on the left pan and right pans respectively. According to Newton's second law, F1 is equal to m1 into g. G is the what? Specific gravity, the acceleration due to gravity, and m1 and m2 are the two masses on the left and right pan respectively. So F1 is equal to m1 g into g, and F2 is equal to m2 into g. So where after this equation, that is what, because what L1 is equal to N2, so F1 is L1 is equal to L2 and F1 is equal to F2. So therefore F1 is equal to m1g and F2 is equal to m2g, where g is the acceleration due to gravity and m1 and m2 are the two masses on left and right pan respectively. Strictly speaking, the force F1 and F2 are the true weights, and W1 and W2 in the two pans. So the ratio of the two forces will then given as follows: F1 upon F2 is equal to W1 upon W2, which is nothing but m1g upon m2g. That is what masses into acceleration due to gravity is nothing but weight. So or F1 upon F2 is equal to m1 upon m2. Then since the term g cancels in the case of the equal arm balance, because the ratio of two forces F1 and F2, that is ratio of two weights W1 upon W2, is the equal to the ratio of two masses M1 and M2. So g get cancelled. In the quantitative analysis, the analyst is interested only in the amount of matter in object or body, that is its mass, which is independent of the g. So we are not taking g as what we are neglecting g from this, that is acceleration due to gravity. We are not concerning with the weight, we are what concerning with the amount of matter present in the given object. So at any given place, the weights, that is forces, are proportional to the masses. Hence it is customary to use the term weight instead of the term mass, and it is in this sense that term weight is synonymously used for the term mass in quantitative analysis. So weights and mass are what equally same or similarly used in the quantitative analysis. We commonly speak of the process of determining mass of an object as a weighing. So we are not dealing with the weight, we are dealing with the mass of an object. Strictly speaking, the analytical balance determines the mass and not the weight. So we are generally called as we are going to measure the mass, not the weight. So F1 is equal to F2, or M1g is equal to M2g, or is equal to M1 is equal to M2. Since M2 is known as the if we know the M2, M1 is determined. So by knowing one quantity, we can determine the second quantity. Then next one is general features and working of the double pan analytical balance. The systematic diagram of typical two pan analytical balance is there. Here what the central pillar, this is pointer, two pans are resting hanging on the straps, and this central beam, that is AC horizontal beam, is what located, and this beam is what divided into two parts, that is what equal parts, by means of the knife edge fulcrum. Central be knife edge, which is what attached with the pointer. And so the general features of typical two pan analytical balance are shown diagrammatically in the above figure. So the main parts and working of the analytical balance are what the first one is the horizontal beam as light as possible is mounted at its center on the prism type of central knife edge made up of agate or sapphire, and it's known as a fulcrum. So what central knife edge is known as a fulcrum, which is made up from agate or sphere. And the the horizontal beam is mounted as possible, light as possible, for what the purpose of what the load. So this fulcrum, the central knife edge fulcrum, is resting upon an agate or sapphire plate fixed at the top of the beam and supported on the pillar. There are two terminal knife edges made up of agate or sapphire fixed on the either end of the horizontal beam at exactly equal distance from the central knife edge fulcrum. The two pans of the balance are supported on these two terminal knife edges by means of the suspension called as struts. So actually the terminal knife edge support the sapphire and agate plates fixed to the struts upon which the pans of the balance are suspended or hanged. Here what you see here, how these two pans are hanged over this terminal knife edges by means of the struts or agates. So here the central knife edge fulcrum is attached with the pointer, and this overall this beam, that is horizontal beam AC, is resting on the central knife edge fulcrum. So there are two terminal knife edges, and which is what the hang with the two pan analytical, that is two pans, and which are fixed by means of the agate or struts. Then a long pointer is attached to the center of the beam. The pointer moves to and fro over the pointer scale at the foot of the pillar and indicates the deflection of the beam from the central position. If we put any object, then deflection of the beam takes place, and after deflection, the deflection of the pointer, movement of the pointer also takes place on the center scale mounted on the pillar. So we can able to measure the deflection of the beam. A small weight is attached to the pointer, and it serves to move the center of gravity, and hence what the used to change the sensitivity of the balance. So this small weight is what attached for the what the change the sensitivity of the beam. Here what the small weight is attached. Then after that the whole horizontal beam is divided into 100 equal parts of either side, so that weight adjustment smaller than 10 milligram can be made by the using small piece of platinum or gold wire called as a rider. The weight of adjustments smaller than 10 milligram can be made by placing the rider on appropriate position of the horizontal beam, and with the help of rider hook and rider carrier, the actual weight of the rider is 10 milligram. So this small, what is the purpose of attaching small weight to the horizontal beam? Here what is small weight is attached to the horizontal beam, and this horizontal beam is subdivided into 100 equal parts in either side of the both side to the what we both side, that is left and right arm. So this small weight, that is what the rider helps to maintain the weight, so by means of 10 milligram. So there are two adjusting screws on either end of the horizontal beam. These adjusting screws used to adjust the equilibrium position of the pointer, and it is ensured that the pointer results at the center of the pointer rests at the center of the scale, and the beam is horizontal when unloaded. What happened? There are two adjusting screws at the bottom of the making the balance. This type of adjusting screws, basic screws to maintain the equilibrium. So this type of screw what maintain the equilibrium by means of adjusting these screws the pointer, and it's ensure that the pointer is rests at the the center of the scale, and the beam is horizontal. And when this beam is not loaded, the position of this pointer is at the center of the scale. Here see how this pointer is on the 0. So in this way this pan is adjusted, and after that there are two leveling screws at the bottom of the balance, and pendulum is suspended from the top of the pillar. So a metal pointer is fixed near the base of the pillar. By using these two leveling screws, the pendulum and metal pointer, the balance can be leveled. So when the tip of the pendulum and metal pointer coincide each other, it is assumed that the balance is level. So what is the after what balancing this beam, this if this pointer matches to 0, then it what we can call it as a it get balance. So in this way we can balance the beam, and there is a rotating knob known as a beam pan arrest release or release arrest knob at the bottom of the base and in front of the balance. By using this knob, the beam and the pans can be released or arrested when required. So we can arrest the beam with the help of knob, and we can release the beam. So this knob helps to prevent the knife edges from undue wear. So for the prevention of the knife edge from the breakage, we can use this arrest and release knob when not in use or during the transfer of weight object to and from the pans of the balance, so it cannot harm the balance or central knife edge. So this is about the double pan analytical balance. If you have any queries regarding this topic, please put the question in question box. I will try to answer. So thank you, thanks a lot, have a nice day.